name's Dr. Catherine Miles.
Hello.
And you're Joed.
Yes.
Is it okay if I examine your cardiovascular system today? That means I'm going to be listening to your heart and also looking at your body for signs of cardiac disease, heart disease.
Okay.
Do you have any pain anywhere?
No.
No. Okay. So I'll start just by inspecting. That means looking. So I'm looking at the general state of the patient, their health, if they've got oxygen or if they've got cardiac monitoring or any signs of scarring that I can see. And then I want to start by looking at the hands. So if you can put your hands out for me. So I'm looking at the nails. I'm looking if there's splinter hemorrhages or clubbing. I want to also see, if you turn your hands over, peripheral cyanosis, if there's Janeway lesions or Osler's nodes, signs of infective endocarditis. And then I want to assess the pulse rate. So I'm going to feel both pulses at the same time to see if there's any radial delay. You can also feel for radial femoral delay. And then I want to lift up the arm. So you don't have any pain in your shoulder? No? Just lift up the arm. And you want to feel if you can feel the pulse bashing against your hand, a sign of aortic incompetence. Rest it down. I will also measure the respiratory rate whilst feeling the pulse, but without telling the patient. I will then measure the blood pressure and then move up to the face. I want to look at the eyes. I'll pull down the corner of the eye to look for pallor. I want to look if there's any xanthelasma or corneal arcus around the iris. And then I'll ask the patient to open their mouth. Can you open your mouth, lift up your tongue to see if there's, thank you, any central cyanosis. Then I want to move on to the neck. If you turn your head to the side with the patient at 45 degrees, I'm looking for the jugular venous pressure. So I'm looking to see if I can see a filled vein with a beating action. I would want to feel for the carotid pulse. I want to feel for the rate, the rhythm, the volume and the character. I then want to move down to look at the chest. I want to inspect, again, if there's any sign of heart disease, if I can see any visible pulsations in the chest, if there's signs of a pacemaker or scars or any other signs of cardiac disease. I then want to feel, so after inspection, palpation, I will feel both on the right side of the sternum and the left side of the sternum for heaves, and also across where the apex beat would be. I then want to feel in each of the areas for thrills. So that's the palpable murmur. So in the aortic area, the second intercostal space on the right, the pulmonary area, second intercostal space on the left, the tricuspid area, fourth intercostal space on the left, and the mitral area, fifth intercostal space in the mid-clavicular line. After palpating, we don't percuss the heart, so then we auscultate. When I auscultate, I want to be feeling for the pulse, either the radial or the carotid pulse, at the same time to time the heart sounds, and I want to listen in each area. Just going to follow the pulse. And I'm listening for if there's the first and the second heart sound, if there's any extra heart sounds or any added sounds. I can listen with the diaphragm and also listen with the bell. Then I want to do the special test where I roll the patient slightly over to the left-hand side to listen for if there's any radiation from the mitral valve, and I want to also sit the patient up to hear if there's any accentuated sound of aortic incompetence. So if you can roll over to the left-hand side. Thank you. And if you can sit up slightly. And breathe in, breathe out, and out. Okay. We also want to hear if there's any radiation of the murmurs up into the axilla or into the carotids. So I'll listen under the armpit here, the mitral valve, and into the carotids. I would then complete the examination by seeing if there was any sacral or peripheral edema. I would want to obviously measure all of the pulses. I would ask for the temperature, the blood pressure, an ECG, urinalysis, and also fundoscopy. And then I would thank the patient. So thank you very much, Johanna.